Hi, good evening. How is everyone today? I think today we're going to talk about a subject that has probably been talked about many times, but not like this. I was talking to my niece Faith. She's sitting over here. You'll have to get up and say hi if you want to say hi.
Hi.
Well, she takes these online classes for college, and there's this one teacher that I really like. His name is Mr. Marshall.
David Marshall.
David Marshall, and I look forward to his class. So I'm usually rambling at Faith while he's doing his class, and I'm talking to her about all kinds of things. He's talking about what I can see and what I know, and what he says is a lot of stuff that I don't know too. Like, interesting. Anyway, while we were having this conversation the other day, Faith ended up changing the subject because we were talking about the Aboriginals, the ABO originals that have neither negative nor positive blood. They have the only 12-strand blood that's considered null, N-U-L-L, which means neither one. So, and then we had gotten into the conversation about
They don't have the rhesus factor.
yeah, they don't have the rhesus factor, what have you. And then I started talking about the blue bloods and the red bloods. And we were talking about the people who were the blue bloods with the elongated skulls, not the one where they were wrapping their children's head to mimic it, yet they're still human. So the blue bloods have the copper blood, and the red bloods, which was the original humans, have the iron blood, which makes it red. And then we had drifted on into Mud Fossil University because that's when Mr. Marshall was talking about iron, which creates the red blood. And then we were talking about the rocks that bleed. Mud Fossil University, Roger, he's worth taking a look at. And he correlates everything that he does with the Bible literally. Even though I don't think he's religious. Well, he might be to a degree. Oh, well. But we got onto the subject that I wanted to talk about, which was it drifted off into the pyramids because we were talking about body regenerating. So if you take these pyramid-shaped objects, and then, of course, you put organic material and inorganic material, and you layer them, and you go into that pyramid, it acts as like a toroidal field going up and coming back down. And it actually can body regenerate you cellularly. There was a guy who had done this, and of course he was murdered. I can't remember his name right off the bat. I'm sure you all can remember his name. I've talked about him before, but I'm so bad with names. Anyway, he created this from the pyramids. He got all this information in. So the next thing you know, we started talking about mummies. And that's when all this information started coming in about mummies. And it was like, oh, Faith, guess what? And Faith is, oh, yeah, well, what did you say? They did mummification to try to preserve the bodies?
Mm-hmm.
To a degree. And then here's the rest of the story that no one knows about. You keep having to ask yourself why, if they were going to preserve a body. Would they scrape out the brains, take out all the organs, and put them in canoptic jars? Because that kind of goes against trying to reanimate the body. So they're spinning in this mythology that they were trying to make the bodies last forever so they could always come back into their bodies, whatever, the mummy thing. And I'm like, actually, that's not what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is at one time, they had the tech to reanimate bodies, and they could do it on a cellular level. So this whole mummification was to actually do the opposite, and that was so that no one could ever reanimate these bodies. So when they were scraping out the brains and taking out the organs and putting them in the canoptic jars, it was a sealed guarantee that you're leaving the shell as an empty husk that can no longer be reanimated. Boy, has that been inverted. So then from there, I started looking into why are they burning bodies? And it's for the same thing. There was a time, and still is, because technology goes way back, way back. And with this technology, you really could reanimate bodies, and it didn't matter how long they were dead. So burning the bodies was to make sure that you couldn't reanimate the bodies. Mummifying ensured you could not reanimate the bodies. And then I started thinking about Mary Shelley's Frankenstein's monster and how she put out a lot of truths in her Frankenstein story, monster, and that was really based on quite a bit of reality, even though it was spun as it was just, mythic. Again, letting you know that this had been going on for a long time, and that reanimating the bodies of the dead was something that was done by factions who were not really for humanity. And then I started thinking about humanity. What are we called? Mankind. Mankind. Kindly. Kind people.
Well, it's not just that. Remember we were learning about the hemoglobins and all those other stuff with the blood?
You'll have to speak up or you'll never be heard.
I wanted you to say it.
Okay, go ahead, say it.
Well, we were learning about the, your blood, and we were learning about the hemoglobin and stuff, and Sonia made a really good point on how that a lot of these terms they were using, especially for the blood, was actually for, I guess, our God source, that we are the God source kind of a thing. I feel like I said it wrong.
Oh, that's okay. She was talking about, when I was talking about the Elohim, hemoglobin, Elohim. We have to relook at everything. I mean, we just do. We have to. Our words that we take for granted, like mankind, the Elohim, hemoglobin, and then it goes on and on from there. But I thought it would be interesting to get this out that body snatching goes way back, way back, which is why we had cremation, which is why we had the mummification, and the inversion of everything to hide what's in plain sight. It's phenomenal.
It's insane.
It's insane. So I thought I would do a quick video on this, talking about what I am talking about and how everything leads into something else. So, and here's another thing. You'd have to wonder, because we are such a long-lived species, and we've been around for millennia. We didn't come from apes. We are as we are. There have been footprints found of modern man dating back 7+ years. So no, and even further than that on different things. So you would have to wonder, somebody has come in and they've dumbed us down, obviously, because that's what we talk about. And they don't want these stories out. So body snatching has been going on for a long time. Reanimating dead bodies, doing all kinds of things has been around for a really long time. And it goes along with also chimeras, chimering animals to humans, or other animals to other animals, or even sea life. This is the whole thing. It's all there. It's just been put into mythology, which everyone watching this, this. You have to take a closer look at your supposed mythology. This is not the devil's thing. This is quotation marks, and I don't know how else to make it that. I remember somebody saying, she's doing devil worshiping something. Oh, please get over yourself. And get out of your rigid set thinking. We're all human beings here. We all do different things. That doesn't make us demonic. Does anything I say even sound demonic? And if it does, go look at yourself a little bit harder. Because give me a break. So, all right, I wasn't going to do a really long video. I think we're going to do something else soon. So, all right then. So I just wanted to kind of touch subject with that. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll get back with you. I have been staying out of cyber world, as you can tell, because I haven't, my Gmail is so backed up. I have to address my Gmail. I won't do it today, but I'll make a point to do all my Gmail tomorrow. My YouTube, I just answered a lot of it yesterday. And yeah, I'm staying out of cyber world, people. Especially the way things are going. So everybody, have a great day. Ask any questions you want, leave them in the comments, and I'll get back to them eventually. Bye.
Bye.
Faith, you're not even in here. Here.
Bye.